Large language models are probably about as good as they're going to get for a little while, and what that means for the enterprise looking to boost your productivity. Hi, I'm Jameson Rotz, CEO here at Nearly Human AI, where we specialize in high accuracy, high ROI enterprise AI. And over the past 3 years, since ChatGPT first launched, we saw 2.5 years of really rapid improvement on all of these models. But I would say in the last 3 to 6 months, we've started to see some indicators that pace of improvement when it comes to language models is starting to slow. Since the release of ChatGPT 5, which I honestly personally had a lot of big expectations for. And after it released, I've quite honestly been a little bit disappointed in the capability of that model. There's a lot of changes that were made, but in general, when you look at the underlying technology of the large language models that are running it, they're largely of a similar quality as the version 4 models that predated it. And what you're seeing all of these companies do is start to build applications around the large language models as opposed to putting so much work into retraining. And you're even hearing some whispers from some of the technologists behind the scenes that they're starting to see a little bit of a plateau. And I think this is to be expected. I'm going to do another post about just sort of like the underlying technology and some of the limitations that just are inherently exist in machine learning. But this idea of getting to a point where you get sort of like an optimal level of quality, but there's still a substantial, error gap, and we all see that when we use ChatGPT or other tools. It's sort of a nature of the technology. So, what does that mean you should do? So, for the first 2 years of this, there was a lot of value in kind of waiting to see because every couple of months something pretty substantial was being released. They sort of like could fundamentally change your approach to how you implement technology within your company. So that's starting to slow. And what that means is that I would say over the next year, as we sort of like level through this plateau or maybe kind of like functional top here that we have until we get some more breakthrough technology, there's not really nearly the benefit in waiting any longer. What we have right now definitely has like a quality gap and there's some error in the system. But at the same time, there's a lot of capability that can be used well. And when you do the types of projects that we do, where you shrink the problem, narrow the scope, and focus on data curation and quality within the system for specific use cases, you can get a whole bunch of utility out of it. What we also specialize in doing is bringing human experts seamlessly into the loop with these models so that we can drive hallucinations down to zero and then bring in human experts when we're at risk of seeing an error in the outputs of the model. What that means is that practically, when you're talking about especially like our policy and procedure bots that we deploy, you can see 80 to 85% automation across very sophisticated types of problems and solutions that you used to have to, have your human experts handle. It takes a massive workload off of their plate and allows them to focus on the 15 to 20% of issues that actually really do require some advanced knowledge or experience to determine what the correct thing to do is. So, as you start to build your strategies, if you are already working on large language projects within your enterprise, I think rather than spending more cycles trying to improve the outputs of the underlying technology, now it's time to really look at how you integrate them into your systems in a way where you can accept the level of quality and still get a lot of value out. It also means if you haven't started this yet, now's really the time. You're not going to get any sort of late start advantage like you might have seen in past years where you just sort of wait and then the next time you look at the tool, there's a substantial amount of work that you don't have to do any longer because the tool has gotten so much better. I really don't think we're going to see that over the next year to 2 years. And so now's the time to get started and move these things into production, use them in their current state, and really extract a ton of value. As we start to see new technologies emerge again, those will be able to bolt onto the existing systems that you have, and also expand the set of use cases that have a positive ROI for what you're looking to do. As always, if you have any questions, if you need any help, or if you just need to get a thought process together around what is possible within your industry and within your company, and where to focus your effort to get the highest ROI out of your automation projects, message me here on LinkedIn or find us at nearlyhuman.ai and schedule a consultation with you. We'd be happy to help you with all of your technology needs. Until next time, thank you.